Alright. Welcome to the showdown, everybody. It's been some time since we've done some Dokkan, but it's a little special this time. So, if you haven't been paying any attention to Dokkan at all throughout the last months, there are essentially 10 LRs in the game. 5 of them you can farm, 5 of them you can pull. 4 of them I have pulled, as you can see in the current screen right now, disregarding Vegito Blue. The last one is Trunks. And if I pull Trunks, I'll have all 5 pullable LRs in the game, essentially meaning I'll never have to do anything in this game again, because you've won the game. The problem is that the pull rate for these LRs has been atrocious all the way through. Let's just say that I've spent a lot of money and got really lucky in the best ways and worst ways possible. So, let's start this baby off and see how it goes. Oh, by the way, this has been a fun thing. So, there's only been 2 featured LRs, one being Broly and one being Trunks. I want you to take a quick look at this, at how many freaking featured LRs there are, or featured SSRs there are. Each dot at the bottom here represents a featured SSR card. If you go through the list, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's freaking 20 of them. So, if you go in there thinking featured means you have a high chance of getting this guy, prepare to be severely disappointed. The best case scenario is I pull him right now, we stop the stream, and I don't have to worry about this ever again. That won't happen, but it would be pretty nice. Also, be noted too that the chances for SSRs in these banners is close to about like 20% or so. So that Super Saiyan 3, don't think too much of it. I'm thinking the SSR is going to give us his pan. And also the worst thing is this whole banner is littered with Trunks. So I have to think back to the exact pose he is. So if I do pull him, like example is that Trunks we just pulled. It's just an old tech Trunks, but for a minute there it's like, is that the Trunks? Oh wait, no, okay, that's not the right pose. So every time I see a Trunks, which is almost every card in this banner that's a featured card, I'll think, shit, I got him, but I never actually will. Oh, see? See right there. So our first featured Trunks is, if you don't know who this Xeno Trunks is, this dude used to be the biggest literal meme in the game. This Trunks was by far, in epic margin, the worst Trunks in the game. Over the months, Bandai added in a Dokkan to him, which allowed him to do an AoE attack, and because of his additional AoE attack, he no longer became the worst Trunks in the game. He became a heavily sought after Xeno Trunks. But for as long as I can remember, that Xeno was the huge meme of the game. So there's one Trunks troll. I was hoping deep down, just a little bit inside, like maybe, you know, I'll do the pull. The end. I'm smarter than that, but something inside was like, yeah. Called it preemptive, but you need, for some whatever reason, to awaken the guy, you need Super Strike medals, so while I do this, I'm going to farm a Super Strike medal in between each pull. It's kind of a good and bad thing too. So, because of this weird event they have with LR Goku going on right now, the Super Strikes require no sort of like, I guess restrictions. You can go in there with any team you want. You just win. That's the beauty of this, is you walk in there. I could use this shitty team of SSRs right here and we'll win. Watch, like, I'm not kidding. We'll just beat the guy. A team led by freaking Saiyaman Gohan. The old team restriction was you needed a team cost of about 100. With that gone, these guys are pretty much a complete joke. Sis, I have 0 viewers? Yeah, that'll be the day. If I ever had 0 viewers, I'd always tell myself, like, oh, good, I don't have to argue and complain with people on stream anymore. I'll never be that lucky, but thank you. there may be a small constellation in that banner thinking about it. So, the Future Trunks event just came back. It has Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Super Saiyan, just, I guess, normal Trunks. So if you need the father-son, like, trifecta of the two, you're good to go. Whoa, that picture confused the crap out of me. I looked over at the stream and was like, how did you do that? You know, the fact you pulled Majin Vegeta on that poll is actually pretty ironic, because I actually pulled Majin Vegeta on an agility-only poll myself. So, here's something interesting. YouTube can't fix the ability to have their chat appear in spaces, but Twitch has the ability where you can post a giant freaking image of something. Ah, man. You can tell where YouTube's priorities are. Strength GT Trunks? Yeah, that's right. He's not a Dokkan exclusive. Yeah, he's... of all the Trunks on the banner... There are very... Okay, so... The most exclusive GT Tech Trunks got turned into a support unit, so he's sort of useful now. I use the word sort of. Don't expect too much out of him, but... They had to do something dramatic to make that old GT Trunks useful. Because of that, if you actually need a support unit, getting him isn't the worst right now. On that same side, though, I'm not exactly sure if the Super Saiyan Xeno Trunks, unless they turned him into an agility support, if he's going to be useful or not. So that means, I would say, the GT Strength Trunks, the GT Tech Trunks, the Xenoblade I ended up pulling earlier, the AoE one, the old school shitty one, Physical Pan, and those four might be like the only real useful cards out of the entire banner that aren't the LR cards. Do you like my Krabby Patties, do you, Skidward? Wow. You know, what that shows is someone took the time to sit down and draw SpongeBob like that. As to why they took the time to do that, we'll never know. Just one of those things in life you question. Well, if somebody sat down and drew a very erotic yet scary picture of Squidward, or not Squidward, of SpongeBob doing an erotic pose. Oh shit, well, looks like I let us down. Looks like I can't use a complete utter shit team. Most of the SSRs in that team are probably like level 3 or level 4. Alright, let's do another Trunkster pull here. I'll care more about farming his medals when I actually, you know, pull Trunks himself. If I pull Trunks himself. I thought 500 would be a good starting point. If I don't get him in 500, I'll probably do an additional 1,000 stones. If I don't get him in 1,500 stones, I do have a self-made noose ready. You know, I'm not sure... Does Global have this cell yet? With the addition of Strength Cell, there's a weird tech Dokkanable cell that Dokkans from this cell right here. If he's out, don't even worry about this, but if he isn't, save those cells and get an SA-10 free Dokkan cell. Think of it more of a collector standpoint, but I do that with all sorts of them. Oh, Pui Pui. Good, good. I'm a little worried about this. So with the grand... Yeah, okay, there's our next Trunks. Actually, that's a good point on this one. I mentioned earlier the only useful Trunks. This is a very useful Trunks. In fact, he's one of the most useful ones. Because of his passive allowing to be as supportive as it is, this Super Saiyan 2 Trunks is almost not mandatory, but a top tier on strength teams right now. I'm keeping a mental note, so that way I'll know if I pulled every single not support unit, every featured unit that isn't the LR Trunks in the end of this. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna pop chat up just a little bit closer to me so I can actually answer questions a little easier this time. It's only when I get down to about 50 to 100 stones I'm gonna start getting worried. For now, I'm gonna keep it at... things are okay so far. No one ever pulls the Trunks on their first multi or their first single, and if you do, congratulations, because you're the scum of the earth. See, the irony of this is, if I do create this full LR team, none of these guys actually do well together, because there's no such leader currently that allows them to intermix their villains and heroes like this. I'll have to use, either the Mass Saiyan or like a very specific, like, Ginyu lead to make this work. It's just more for... what's a word you would say for, like, something that looks pretty? It's just to have all 5 LRs on one team and show it off to people, being like, hey, look, I have 5 LRs. Do you want to kill yourself now? And the answer would most likely be yes. Yes, I do. Thank you for that wonderful picture of my, side screen. Very nice. Am I free to play, by the way? Yes. As you can obviously tell, I've never spent money in this game. I'm a free-to-play champion. See, what Jake MC just said there is my biggest worry here, is if I pull an LR that isn't Trunks. I've pulled 6 LRs in total so far. I pulled 2 Vegetas, I pulled 2 Gohans, 1 Black, and 1 not Vegeta, crap. Who's the other LR? I have them on my team. And 1 Broly. So that's actually a problem. If I pull a dupe LR, I won't be happy. I'll be very upset. It looks like he is vomiting. Can't I see it? Maybe I can't. Hey, nice single pull Trunks. See, you're on a list now. Every time you single pull Trunks and I don't get him, you get added to a list. And once that list is full, if I don't have Trunks, I'm going to go to this list and then start a murder campaign. A murder campaign seems a bit too intense. Sounds a little thready. So maybe I'll say I'll start a lynch mob. That sounds less intense. I don't want to pop. It's like, oh, local news today. A local YouTuber decided to threaten, I don't know, however many hundreds of people if he didn't pull a card in his game. And then I'll be like the ad campaign or the focus of however many like political movements after this. Like, don't become like JX who threatened a bunch of people on stream but he didn't get a card that he wanted. We're tired of things like this happening. Oh, you know, actually, speaking of that Ultimate Gohan coming, not only A, does he look amazing, because, I mean, Ultimate Gohan needs so much love in this game. He has so many cards, but all of them are so mediocre because they've all been outclassed. But is that Ultimate Gohan coming actually an LR card? I was looking at the article, I didn't see anything about it being LR, I just saw the UR, the SSR logos. Typically, they make a big deal about it being an LR card. But it did have 3 Dokkans, which would assume that it is. Yeah, just a TUR, okay. There's only one Gohan we don't have. We have the agility one, we have the strength one, we have the physical one, we have the old world tournament one. I even have the Old World Tournament one, but I forgot his typing. So I think the only Ultimate Gohan we're missing is Tech. So he should be Tech, and we'd have a trifecta of Ultimate Gohans. See? There it is again. You see that little icon of Trunks? It's like, is that the... No. That's the shitty Tech one with his hand out in the air. The icon of Trunks I need is him just standing there stoic with his hand on a sword. There's another shitty... Okay. You know, you could sort of use the Trunks they showed before, the Tech one, and this physical one as a before and after. I used to be kind of a scrawny wimp, and then I joined the Hyperbolic Time Chamber Space Program. Now I look like this ripped hunk. These polls have been pretty shit so far. Because typically the LR banners quotes have really high rates for SSRs. I've been having... Up, there's another shit Trunks, thank you. Man, a non-SSR pull, that's, yeah. That's shafting to the extreme. But there was 4 Trunks in that banner. But none of them have Super Saiyan hair. Cool. Do you change your profile in Discord? Why would you ask that here? What does that have any relevance to anything? Do I go on Twitch channels and ask, like, how I changed my profile in, like, Indiegogo? No. It's such a random question. Ooh, actually, you know, some people have been asking me a lot about how do you farm money in this game. Let me tell you, this... I believe this Hercule only appears on weekends. He was an update of the old Hercule event. When you click on him, his third event, the 15 SA costs, you get about 1 million Zeni if you get, I believe, 5 or 6 of the spaces. So you get 1 million Zeni per clear. That's pretty decent for 15 stamina costs. So if you're actually wondering where to get money, this spot and the current How to Find Your Boyfriend Bulma event are both great spots for money, because both of them give about 1 million Zeni per clear. I've been thinking for a while about a decent, if I do pull Trunks, a physical team that has a mix of villains and heroes. And while some of them are okay, I feel like Cooler's team himself was strictly villains, and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was strictly super, is actually better overall for those kind of teams rather than having a Trunks lead. So if you end up using LR Trunks, it's going to be pretty much either in a Gotenks team or a Heroes team. But as a leader by himself, there isn't really that many options, because intermixing the two doesn't really give you that great of choices. Because the problem has always been with intermixing characters is, if you have villains and heroes, they most of the time have very specific links. I'm not sure if he'd make a heroes team, but like it's just a point where like if you need a spot for him. So say like someone in chat pulled Trunks and they don't have a spot for him. Well, the heroes team is where he can go. It's not optimal, but he has a place there. So sort of why I was a little interested with this LR release, because besides it being a cool moment in time, and you know everybody likes Future Trunks, I guess, in the current meta he doesn't break anything. You don't need... He's not Gohan, where he breaks the entire game. He's not Broly, where he has a giant AoE slam dunk on everyone's face. He's not Black, where he can heal himself every freaking turn. He's more like LR Majin Vegeta, where you have him, and he's pretty to look at, and he's strong. But he's not going to shatter the freaking meta. Oh, wow, new record. Yeah, I better take a screenshot of that, tell everybody I got a new record in the Mecha Frieza event. Will my parents finally love me? Do we even bother to read this YouTube chat? I don't know. Do I? Oh, there's our bye, guys. So here's the problem. What version of Trunks are we going to get now that we haven't gotten already? I'm sensing the Super Saiyan Xeno Trunks. And before, actually, after our 2 pans, of course. The reason I'm not complaining is, god damn it! Having this Trunks is actually very, very bad. I have a 100% rainbow version of this Trunks. Ah, boy. Well, there's our next Super Saiyan Trunks. But as I was saying with the pans, the reason I'm not complaining too much about those is I use those tech pans to fill the waifu pan, and the physical pans I have as their SA ups. Oh, good, Future Gohan, because everybody wants him. He's a cool card, and a fan favorite. In fact, he was voted to have a TUR, but his TUR made him just as bad as he is now, so he's sort of an irrelevant, forgotten card. Alright, so there's 2 SSRs in this multi. If we toss an SSR into the multi we didn't get one last, we've gotten 4 SSRs out of 4 multis right now. Great. I'm glad my voice reminds you of Leafy. Typically, if my voice reminds you of the most cancer on the internet, we've won the day. Also, people with Trunks, if you're actually not farming these super medals right now and you need them, you probably should, because the Frieza and King Cold only come on Fridays, so now's your chance, or get to wait a whole week. No, I've not pulled him, I wish. But I wasn't expecting him early, so I'm not kind of going too crazy about it. Ironically, when the last LR was released, this account had all the LRs except for Broly. And I did the same thing where I did like a live stream to pull Broly, and I got him in like 3 multis. So I was somewhat hoping the same thing would happen. How many times have I seen Vegito quadruple SA? I don't have a, like, hard number for you. Like, I've seen it a lot, but I can't, like, you know, go down and think, well, it happened once on August 1st, twice on August 2nd. It's happened a lot, just I don't know, I have a generic number for you. Speaking of the hero and villain event, I used to like those events, but every weekend they come now. They're only here for 2 days, and for some reason I'm always busy with something, but there's always a million medals I have to farm on some floor for somebody. I've started to really, really not like those events lately. It also doesn't help that, like, sometimes you kind of forget, like, what the specific requirements for an event are, and if you're on Japan, it's like, you needed a full team of only heroes, but no physical allowed. So I have to go to DBZ space or something else and try to remember which specific event it was that I didn't have to use a no int here, no physical here, no etc. here. Farming those medals on weekends has just become such cancer. because he provides nothing to the team besides maybe. If we're talking about the usefulness of LR Trunks, he's a filler LR. He's just sort of like what Majin Vegeta is. Like, he's strong, but until essentially Gohan's replaced, or if this was like a villain version of Gohan, he just sort of plays back fiddle. I'm not saying he's a bad card, but there are better cards than him. Where do I see Dokkan in a year or two? I have no idea, because this game, to me, should have been dead a long time ago. Because if you recall, Dokkan came out in 2015. We're in 2017, closely going into 2018, and they're basically restarting the meta with these categories again, so there's another year tacked on, and then maybe when the game's supposed to die next year, they'll restart the meta again with God knows what else. As long as it has the Dragon Ball Z name holding it, this game will, it'll exist for a while. Alright, so which feature version of Trunks that isn't the LR will I get this time? I have the feeling we're going to get a dupe. We've only pulled 4 SSRs, but that dupe feeling's strong. I sort of stand with people. See, this is what I'm talking about. This shit right here. I told you, I'm not going to be happy if I pull an LR that isn't fucking Trunks. Now I pulled 2 blacks. Yes, 2 blacks, 2 Gohans, 2 Brolys. I'm going to have a freaking trifecta of LRs that aren't freaking Trunks. Ah! God damn it. I know I should be more excited, but oh, man. Look, I live the whale life. It's different for me. I don't know. I can't fake excitement for something I don't need. I told you. It's gonna be an LR we have already. Ay. Also, can any of you tell me if you... Okay, when you first saw Black, let's say you pulled him or you saw him on Twitter, did anybody not imagine him flipping you off? Because that's literally what it looks like. He's got the facial expression for it and everything. It's like, look, man, I'm flipping you off. Dude, if we... Alright. It won't happen, but if we pulled Trunks now in the same multi... Okay, of course it won't happen, but that would have made up for everything. A freaking double freaking LR pull the same multi. Hell yeah. Well, okay, so there's a small bright side to this. So, I don't know how much you guys pay attention to, like, you know, the dupe trees and stuff, but the SA tree of a dupe character is always the strongest. So with the dupe of LR Black now, that allows us to unlock, essentially, 3 more crit, 3 more additional attack, 6 crit, and probably around 9 crit. So if I break all the way down here, because he's SA 20, that'll be close to 3, 6, 9, 14 crit and 3 additional attack. That's pretty damn good for Black. I have LR Gohan. I just don't have the medals to awaken him. Like, legitimately, when was the last time that JP has seen Battlefield? Like, I don't want it to come back because none of us really liked that event, but I have to have the medals, and I don't remember the exact date of when that's been around. It feels like it's been months. Oh shit, K3 has a point. I completely forgot about that. Rather than feeding the dupe to him, similar to what you can do with Broly and TUR Broly, I can create the TUR version of Black and use him on the same team and use him as a duplicate, essentially, healer. That's actually a really, really good point. I'd completely forgotten about that. I'm a little bit more excited about Black now. That makes for a very strong team. I can kind of show you what I'm talking about right now. Because this account, more than anything, has pulled tech villains like it literally lives in them. So the idea is, he already links with Merge Zamasu very well. So the idea is you'd use this as a TUR black, you'd use Zamasu. Try to think of some decent fillers. So you wouldn't probably use Golden Frieza with this team because you already have 3 dudes that are basically healing you like crazy. You don't really need a perfect blocker. Probably use Super Saiyan 3 Broccoli. Preferably maybe even as the lead if you're using strictly villains. So in this mindset, you'd switch him as the lead, switch it more like this, and then you'd have 2 slots to fill, which would probably be most likely Mass Saiyan, because most Dokkan events are single target people. You get a lot of decent stats from the passive. And lastly, someone like Super 17 for orb changing, or maybe a tech unit I'm not using. For my standards here, I'd probably use... I'll just use Buff Boo. You pulled 3... Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. Just think of the bright side. Broly also suffers the same thing. You have the TUR and the LR version, which is good. You can't really do that with Gohan because Gohan's TUR version is Super Saiyan 2, so you can't use duplicates. I believe Majin Vegeta... Yeah, actually, Majin Vegeta's the worst, because his starting card is Majin Vegeta, who then Dokkans into Majin Vegeta, who then Dokkans into LR Majin Vegeta. He's the same name card from start to finish. Also, you have the perfect team setup here, so if you're using a friend, Zamasu, you'll have essentially 4 versions of Zamasu on your team, all of them linking with each other perfectly, and most of them healing themselves. And every time an LR Zamasu ults, you gain a giant defensive passive, so you could never die. Do an LR Trunks team? Yeah, I'd love to. I'd have to pull the card first. Look at our LR, her little level 1 black go, doing 2,000 damage. One day I'll grow up to be just like you! Yeah, you really have almost achieved true immortality. It's sort of kind of cool they added that with LR... Hey, you know, what is actually the name that we call him? Like, his final Japanese name, is it LR Zamasu and Black? It has to be, because they're both on the art. So I never know what to call him, so it's like, do I call him LR Zamasu, because Zamasu's on the picture? Or do I call him LR Rose? Or do I call him LR Black as he starts with? There's 3 potential names you can call him. Which is more fun, Super Tech or Extreme Physical? Fun-wise? Probably Extreme Physical, because Extreme Physical just has a bunch of, like, ridiculous units that do shitloads of damage for no reason. Next one's a Shaft? Well, technically, they've kind of all been Shafts. Oh, so this is sort of off topic, but this Tien here, I actually pulled the support Tien, but his art looks almost exactly like this. So I started cursing out the Tien, and then I realized it was actually the support SSR Tien. I felt really bad and felt really dumb, but I almost deleted the card. So what happens if we actually pull another LR that isn't Trunks again? I'm trying to hope that isn't the case here, but it could be. Also, thanks for all the TNs. I love having them. Yeah, that dude might be right. This is a pretty shaft-looking pull so far. The amount of R's we pulled is a little, painful. Ugh. Welcome to Dokkan Battle. We have, like, 250 plus SSRs, but somehow you can still do a multi-summon and not get a single SSR. How that's possible, no one can ever really be sure. What are all the oh, that's right, I completely forgot. The freaking mission stones are back. I was like, what are all the stones for? This actually makes this very simple. So when the mission stones were here last time, I would do this every day. So I just choose a unit I need, throw in a bunch of items, make sure you're using a training selection of any kind. It has to be any sort of training selection, some sort of training partner, and I should get 9 stones just for doing this. I'd had to have come back today, because I wasn't here yesterday. And if I did that correctly, we should have train a unit with an item, and then train a unit with some other shit. Yep, 9 stones. Or not 9 stones. My god, look at how shitty I am at math. 6 stones. I was thinking 3 stones a shot. And sometime within the last 15 seconds, yeah, it just hit 10 PM, I can now send the shout out to the world and get another free stone. Go to a good cause? Yeah, I'm sure they will. So, something that was sort of interesting about this is, you notice they brought the megaphone back now, but earlier, before Gogeta and Omega came out, there was an event in Japan where they wanted a bunch of people to, I guess, basically retweet their campaign, but the megaphone wasn't there for that, but now it's back again. I mean, people aren't going to take the time out of their day to go to a random website and then retweet something to some specific site. Just have the megaphone be there. I mean, look at how easy that was. You just click on it and go. I mean, unless you're me and you just click on it and then basically cheat the system and go right back and get a free stone. But I figured from the thousands of dollars I put in the Dokkan, I've pretty much earned the free stone here and there. And you're asking how I did that. All I did was I clicked online, and then what it does is it loads the game out, and then you click back into the game itself, and the game will assume that you've sent the line message when you actually haven't, and you get the free stone. It saves you the trouble of tweeting out or lining out, whatever the hell it is you want to do. You know, the ironic thing about that is that, if you want to call it an exploit, has been in the game for like almost an entire year plus now. Ever since they added line to it, you can just click on it, click right out, you're done. Somehow, over at Bandai, have not figured out the fix to something so simplistic. Does anybody know how many medals it is for Trunks to awaken? Is it 77 of each Frieza medal, or is it like 7? I know it's Frieza medals, King Cold medals, Chilled medals, Future Trunks medals, and Xeno Trunks medals. I don't know how many of each, though. Yeah, I knew it wasn't too many, because The original tweet had a bunch of people saying the same thing as I believe it was with Broly. It's like, that wasn't with Broly, it was with LR Black. Everybody kept saying how easy it was to get these medals. It's much too easy to farm them. It's so easy. Well, of course, that's the easy part. The hard part is rolling the damn guy. Only 10 for each. That's not bad at all. Hell, shit, dude. You'll have that done in no time. Much better than the 77 for each I thought it was. I was like, this is going to be a lot of Super Strike farming. Shaft time? Well, last time was shaft time. If we have 2 shaft times, then... I don't know. I won't feel too great about that. Everyday shaft time. Problem is, we did pull our LR already, so since we pulled in LR, the chances of getting a second one aren't so great. You know, I guess one bright side is I now have pulled 7 LRs in total in this account. I can increase... Oh, look, it's our first dupe! It's me, old school Zeno, remember? Yes, Trunks, everybody remembers. It's really so much to ask for maybe 2 SSRs in a single multi? I mean, I know it'd be going crazy here, but... Ooh, oh yeah. We'll consider that a shaft pull. SSR or not, he's a pretty bad SSR. Because you have much better AoE choices now. I mean, I personally will probably never use him. There was a time during the tournament I tried to use that Xeno Trunk specifically. And even though I kind of gave him the best effort, you really can't make a good AoE physical team. You kind of just get bodied. So, especially in an era of now Broly being the top dog again, and even before him, the Tech Majin Vegeta was much better, that Xeno Trunks doesn't get much love. I guess the real amazing thing is we've gone almost 2 months now without a new Broly card. With the amount of Brolys they were releasing, you wouldn't be far off. In between the time we got LR Broly, we also got Bio Broly, and then we got Super Saiyan 3 Broly. And that time frame of those all being released were almost within 2 months of each other. May as well just called it Bandai Presents the Broly Month. An auto battle mechanic? Yeah, I sometimes kind of wish that too. I kind of wish that with this and Fate Grand Order at times. Just for times I'm feeling super lazy. I'm like, alright, just click the buttons for me. That way I can watch, like, YouTube or some TV show and not totally have to pay attention. I know a lot of people would be really against that, but sometimes laziness just sort of takes over. Yeah. Broly himself will be a category, not even a leader. It'll just be the category will say specifically Broly. To be honest, Streaky mentioning FGO is life, so this is kind of off topic, but not really. But for Dokkan and FGO, like, typically now when I buy stones, I actually sort of started using more third-party sites and things rather than just the official Dokkan thing. So for like Dokkan's mega super sales, I may buy stones now, but third-party sites can offer you essentially 3 to 4 times the quantity of stones you're buying for nearly half the price. And I know it sounds scary at first, it's like, it's a third-party site, but after all this time, I haven't been screwed over by any of them, and I'm almost going to start recommending them to people, because if you actually want to whale in these games, buying, I guess, their currency from their official prices is insane, because you're essentially paying almost a 3 times higher markup, and it just ain't worth it, man. Like, most recently, a good example is, so I bought 380 stones for like 70, 80 bucks. If I'd spent 80 bucks in Dokkan, I would have gotten maybe 180 stones. So I got nearly double what I guess typically would have normally gotten. All full-blooded Saiyans? Would I put in other slots for all full-blooded Saiyans? I don't know. If we're talking about Broly in terms of character slots, you could use his... So the old Dokkan event, the very first one, where you could farm Broly, you could use his old school his Super Saiyan Broly form, not his legendary Super Saiyan form. He's still a Broly, so he'd fill a spot. It's kind of hard pressed because you really can't, I guess, use a full Broly team because all of the good Brolys are called legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So besides Super Saiyan 3 Broly, most of them, yeah, they'd have restrictions of their names. To be honest, I've been thinking for a while that Dokkan was going to release the name restriction on characters, because you could make a lot of teams with that name restriction gone. In part, the reason it existed to begin with was to, I guess, help with the meta of the game to not break anything, but we're already at the point where all the cards sort of break everything to begin with, so having the name restrictions, I feel, doesn't really serve any purpose anymore, since we're at the point where you can make game-breaking teams regardless. And also, the to be released on Global, that's gonna probably be there for a while. I was gonna say, don't expect that to be gone anytime soon. But also, on that same flip, don't expect it to be as long as people are saying. So, it's not going to be until the point where they make it the current leads Japan are. The most likely scenario is once they decide that the new lead, whatever they want it to be, then it'll be released. So I'd expect a month at max before the global leads actually have whatever they're going to be. Honestly, I'm thinking, so originally I thought in Japan, the idea of what Omega and Super Saiyan 4 were going to be were the villains and hero leads. That could still be the case in Global, just not to the extreme that it'll be like 120%. It may be like 90% hero leads. You might want to refresh your client there, Dio, buddy. No, it's most likely they will change it. I'm sure they think they may be able to get away with, I guess, keeping the leaders to be released for 5 to 6 months, but there's no way in hell. You know, Pokebats, you bringing that up is a good point, because everyone keeps thinking that, you know, LR Vegito is going to get a boost to LR Vegito, or TUR to LR. If they did that, you figured Rose would have to go with them to sort of mitigate that change. So if the hero lead goes, the villain lead has to go as well. So there is a chance they could both be buffed to 90% hero leads. The best rebirth team? What do you mean by a rebirth team? You mean specifically just physical cards? Yeah, I'm still thinking it would be a new card, but everyone is like 100% assuming that that Vegito is going to Dokkan into an LR. I guess the misinformation, if you want to call it misinformation, because it could possibly be the case, some French site said that it's going to take a current card we have already and turn it into an LR. So that's sort of, I believe, where all this hype is coming from. And, well, the LR leads really have never really been relevant. The LRs themselves have always been choice cards for the teams themselves. The relevancy has mostly existed in the fact that you can make part LR teams because they have the 90% stats, which were higher than the old school 70% stats. But those cards in general have always existed as their own entity. Jeez, this banner. Yikes. You know, at least the previous LR banners at least rained shitty SSRs on me. Also, the amount of this physical Trunks we've gotten. Wow. If by LR Trunks you mean Jace, you would be right. Yeah, we pulled LR Black on this earlier. So it's pretty fair to assume all the LRs are on this banner. You gotta be kidding me. Jesus Christ. Who the hell does no SSR pulls? Bandai, please. Somebody touched Bandai in the no-no place as a child, and they're taking the revenge out on me right now. We'll do the last multi-summon here. A shitty pun on Trunks. Well, there's too many shitty puns on Trunks you can make. Dude, if we get a double shafted, double no SSR Boltai, ooh, ouch. We may have to call Child Protective Services. Got like what, three? What? Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Fuck! I don't want to freak out, but isn't that, yes, that's the hand of the freaking thing that's physical. I think that, yes, that is him. That is fucking LR Trunks. That is fucking him. God damn, that's 8 LRs pulled in this fucking account. Get on. Yes. Holy shit. It's the last freaking multi, like always. Yes! Oh, fuck, dude. Okay, so maybe we won't have to call Child Protective Services after all. And to end it all, we'll have Trunks screaming into the air. That sounds about how I feel right now. Oh, wait, sorry, we'll end with Jiro. I'm really off on how many freaking pulls that was, but dude. So, in 450 stones, we pulled 2 LRs, including the LR we freaking wanted. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna have to do this real quick before we end the stream, because I've been wanting to do this for so fucking long. Oh, shit, dude. If any of you people want to troll eBay with this, you have my express permission to do this. Just block my name out of this. Just pop up on like all those account selling things. It's like, send a quick picture of this and be like, hey guys, how much do you think my account is worth? Oh, that is beautiful. Dude, actually, I was like, I should throw a bunch of Kais into him. I shouldn't have to throw Kais into him. He's base Trunks. Like, how many Trunkses will offer an SA up for him? Like, all these Trunks right here, I could just throw into him. Hell yeah. Alright, well. We'll do a different stream later where we, like, you know, show off all the LRs and stuff. I just kind of want to do a quick, do the polls, throw in some little filler here and there. So, thank you everybody for watching. And thank you also for, I guess, providing me with the luck needed to pull this guy. As of now, I think I'm one of... I'm not trying to be a little too egotistical here, but, I mean... there aren't many people at all who have an account like this, so... hell yeah, it's kinda nice to be the best. But, until next time, all of you, stay beautiful, take it easy, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.